All right, what's going on, guys? So, next day, car is dropped off at Nick's house for the intercooler piping. He is going to try to get it done today. So, hopefully we'll be picking up the FD later. It's a super nice day out. We got fried yesterday. My red neck now. But, got the speaker out. We're gonna go clean the garage, and I need to clean the Skyline and get this thing ready because our vehicle registration finally opened up. So I have an appointment for June 8th, which is in weeks, but I'm gonna go get the car inspected now. I got some dealer plates from a buddy of mine, so I could cruise over there with his dealer plates and then get the car inspected. And that way, once I go to vehicle registration, I could just get my permanent plates, be done dealing with them. That way I don't have to go back and forth and schedule appointment months out because they don't do walk-ins, which is ridiculous. Anyways, so I got my ignition coil bracket from TGS in the UK. Top Gear Stockport is the company name. They do right-hand drive IGN 1A ignition coil brackets for right-hand drive cars. So we need to put that on later. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and clean up the garage. That way, once the FD comes back, it'll be all cleaned up, and clean the Skyline, get that thing all nice and tidy and ready for inspection. So that's what we'll be doing today: cleaning and more cleaning cars. All right, so we need to take the wheels off. See, I'm riding rims. They're a little flat. These are just old junk wheels that came in my old Supra. I wish I never sold that car. I need to throw a side skirt on too. I forgot about that. But yeah, we need to take the wheels off the NC Miata, toss them on this guy. That way it has a good set of wheels, and I stopped ruining those tires. Here's a little dent that I kicked out. My previous owner did that. But yeah, other than that, it's a clean car. I basically got it for $3,500, so I cannot complain. I haven't really showed you guys too much on this car. Here's the engine bay. I completely redid it just in a day. I painted the outside, valve covers, and take manifold. So I need to get rid of this ugly intercooler piping. Need to hook up a water temp sensor, hook up all my gauges. So I'll post a picture up before, if I can find one, of what it looked like before. It was disgusting. I went ahead and powder coated all the everything. It's gray. Before, those were like the neon Cusco blue, almost like that blue right there. So did a little cleanup of the engine bay overall. Still need to go ahead and put these, screw down the headlights, because yeah, everything's just kind of sitting in there. This thing was definitely used and abused. You can tell a bunch of cracks everywhere, but like I said, for the price I got this thing for, can't complain. It's a 4-door GTST that I traded a bike for that was not worth much. So we're gonna go ahead, clean this thing up, and then we need to swap the wheels, install the headlights, get everything bolted down, ready to drive. So let's go ahead, clean this baby up. Well, before you can tell, I pick it up on camera. Here you go, you can see the window, look how dusty it is. So yeah, thing is pollen magnet. I left it outside for probably almost a month, so that's why. So I have this garage all cleaned out. Still need to clean it out a little more, but good enough now. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing all cleaned up, get it a little presentable, you know, and then we'll take it to inspection. Right, Macy? Need some water? Thirsty? Get her some water. Get the car some water to clean it. All right, so much better. So we got the original wheels that came on it. Just need to go ahead and toss the OEM ones back on here, and then swap the front, throw the side skirt on, wash everything. I was gonna go ahead and wash it, and then I realized probably should throw the wheels and side skirt on before I throw some dirty wheels on there, and then throw a dirty side skirt on. Clean car, might as well get everything cleaned at once. So I stopped, and we went ahead. We're gonna go ahead and throw everything on, then clean it. Kind of makes a little more sense, doesn't it? So let's get back to finish this thing up. All right, guys, so all the wheels are swapped on the Skyline and the Miata. We left these sweet gold extended tuner lugs on there. It's got to add a couple horsepower, you know, so we had to leave those. It actually looks really stupid now I'm looking at it, but I don't care. The car's getting sold. So Skyline now is ready to be cleaned. We're gonna go ahead and clean this side skirt, inside of it, off the car. Then we'll re-wipe it down once we have it installed. But I just want to scrub down some of these like rust spots, even though it's fiberglass. Obviously something you can tell right here, the skirts, the fender was rusting onto there. So we're just gonna, I might, honestly, depending on if I can get that off or not, I might just touch it up with some white spray paint. That way it looks a little more presentable, because you're gonna be able to see most of this from the outside of the car. So, and then of course I want to clean the inside of it just a little bit. So go ahead and wipe that down, and we'll put that on the car. All right, so the skirt's all cleaned up. These rust spots would not come out. You can see that's from the bolt, fender, probably that rear door somewhere. But we're gonna go ahead and try putting in just a little paint, just a little, a little white paint to hide that a little bit better. Because you will be, I think you'll be able to see it. I'll test fit it and see if you can see it. If not, we'll leave it. But definitely a whole lot cleaner. So we're gonna go ahead and let the sun dry this thing out. I'm gonna basically wash the car, with the skirt off, and then we will install it. You'd see, I mean, there's still a little dirt in the corner. I'm not too worried. It's fiberglass, it's not gonna rust. And that bottom part's not touching the car, it kind of hangs off. So that's why the inner was so dirty, because it has a gap where it collects dirt. But yeah, so that's clean-ish. We're gonna re-clean it once I test fit it to see if those spots are hidden. But for now, it's good enough. We're gonna go ahead, spray the car down, soap it up, get nice and clean. All right, guys, so as you can see, she looks a lot better. It is all cleaned up. I'm gonna go ahead and get my towel, dry everything off so we don't get any dried up water spots, but looks so much better. You can tell it is, actually looks clean now, nice and sparkly. So it's got a few blemishes everywhere, like looks like some overspray or something. I could not get this stuff off. Looks like black. There's some red there, it looks like. So I don't know, some sort of spray paint probably, but no big deal. Overall, it's decently clean, minus body kit, which I think we're actually gonna go ahead and fix this. If I buy the correct paint, we're gonna go, I think I'm gonna go ahead and fix everything, make it look a little more presentable, like I said. But let's get to drying. All right, guys, so we test fitted the side skirt. You can't see this rust. It is coming from the corner of the door, right here. See there, it's rusted. Same with all the holes. Probably didn't prime these when they screwed it in, so those are getting all nasty. But we're gonna go ahead and spray paint over those, just a little white. That way it'll cover it a little more and it'll be less noticeable. There you go. The side skirt is kind of on. So then you put the hardware in here. Oh, someone zip tied that. I may have done that. You cut that zip tie and push this and put these screws in here and here. But it is basically in. I just need to do that. Did I just drop a screw? Damn it, I think I did. I need to find that. Pretty sure I had 3. If we look back at this footage, but yeah. There it is. Same thing. I need to screw in back there. And go ahead and put some tire shine on, vacuum the inside, and then we will be done and ready for inspection. Looking pretty clean. Can't wait for this to be my daily. June 8th. I'm going to vehicle reg, and I will be selling my Miata and putting that'll be the new daily. So we need to obviously see how it runs and drives first, but we're gonna lower it because it's still jacked up from when they had the shipping, when they shipped it. I think they raised it just so it wouldn't scrape on anything, which makes sense. So we're gonna go ahead and lower down an inch or so. It'll look a little bit more sporty. But alright guys, we got the headlights. Ooh, they're installed. Nice, fitment is good. So I never told you guys it is hot out, so I have this over my neck because I'm getting burnt. My new hood struts just came in from RX-7, so I don't have to have a stupid hood prop. I can just toss those. There's gas struts on. But I never told you guys the story. I was gonna make a video on this. I still might make a video on this car. Long story short, this car, I had a Daytona Triumph 675 that I bought for $4,000. Razor blade for $4,000, $4,400, and I ended up trading it for this. It's a 1993 Skyline, it's a GTST 4-door sedan. Obviously not the most sought after, but still for the price I paid, I got a steal of a deal on it. Runs and drives RB25. So yeah, this is gonna become my daily once I sell this Miata, which the plan is to get everything moved and flipped on the 8th because I'm trying not to deal with vehicle registration because it's an absolute nightmare with this coronavirus, and it's just a mess. So anyways, yeah, we're trying to avoid that, and we're trying to knock everything out at once. So we're trying to sell the Miata and register the Skyline so I can start dailying it, and then we can go to the track with it and do all that crazy stuff. So that's kind of the short story on that. But the guy sold it for so cheap because he couldn't figure out why the headlights weren't working, and I ended up finding out that there was some aftermarket LEDs in there, or HIDs, sorry, and one of the ballasts completely shorted out and was melting, literally melted all the insulation off the wiring, and it was popping fuses anytime you'd hit the headlight. Anytime you turn on, it just boom, pop a fuse. So they couldn't figure out why, and obviously they weren't really car people, but it took me all of 5 minutes to find this burnt wiring. It literally was the first thing you looked at in the engine bay. Like, it was right behind the headlight. It was a big ballast. It literally had the wires were melted and touching, and the connector was completely like goo, like it was melted. So it was pretty obvious, but swapped that out. Got rid of that connector that was on the ballast, threw the ballast out completely, and just threw stock headlights, stock lights in there. Now they work perfectly fine. Threw a new fuse in. So that's why I got it for such a good trade, I guess you could say. Definitely a steal. So the guy bought it. I ended up finding out on the paperwork he paid 20 grand for it, shipped from Japan, which I think is ridiculous. I hope he didn't pay that. I don't know if that's kind of what they put on what it's worth for value in case something happens with shipping. I don't know, but that's what they put. He paid 20 grand on paper. So the ad I found the original ad and it was up for 13 grand. So I'm assuming the 20 was with shipping maybe, and like I said, just in case anything happens for insurance purposes. But regardless, still a steal of a deal. So hopefully we will be picking up the RX-7 today. I'm about to shoot a message over to Nick and see where he's at. If he's gotten it done. I'm in no rush either. I'm not gonna rush him. He's hooking me up, so whenever he gets done. But we're gonna go ahead and wire up the gauges on this thing. Look at this JDM AF bride seat. It's all ripped up. I swear they all have these brides. I tossed my tiny Momo steering wheel. This thing is literally tiny. It's like a go-kart wheel. It's got a tack. I hate that it's drilled in a hole, but whatever. I have this little Defi gauge in here that we are going to have all the gauges wired to. So that'll be on there. And then I have my AFR that is going to go right. Some of the previously screwed holes there. And these are a little bit bigger than that, but hey, we'll make it work. So that's going to go there like that. Yeah, it'd be pretty nice. Someone did a little wrap on this. You could tell. I actually thought that was a Nismo clock. I don't know anything about Skylines, really. But it's a sticker. They did the sticker so well, it's like hard to see. But has a GTR cluster swap, which of course sucks because who knows the original miles. Turbo timer. I threw this radio in. It had a JDM big old touchscreen, but got rid of that. Yeah, so I threw this shift knob in because it had one of the big, actually I think I don't know what it is, had one of the big dildo shifters that are like, you know, this tall up here. So I got rid of that, put this guy in there, put the ashtray in. But just messing around with wiring, and of course got to wire up that gauge. So threw this singleton in just because the big touchscreen didn't have an aux cord, and it was in Japanese. I couldn't understand it. Dang, dude, I got sunburnt today. But yeah, so nice 4-door. It's got these little roll bars, which are aluminum. I think they're more dangerous, honestly, than just nothing there. But checkered floor mats, you know, JDM stuff. So yeah, that's her. These are those gas struts. They're just black, but Mazda RX-7. Yeah, so they're just hood dampers. That way the hood will open up, you know, by itself, and I don't have to have a hood prop, because with the tubs I got rid of those. So now we could have these. But I have to go pick up my buddy and help him grab his car from inspection. All right, guys, so finishing up the Skyline. I got this little Defi, I think it's a Chinese knockoff, but it's a Defi gauge where it has everything you need. Coolant temp, oil pressure, boost, exhaust temp, all that stuff. So we're hooking that up right now, which is this guy right here. Defi ZD advanced system. So we're hooking up all the sensors. It has the little ECU computer type thing that all the sensors plug into. So it's super simple. Literally each one, obviously the bag says what it is and you plug it into its appropriate spot in that little computer. So I have my water temp in here. It's just in one of these little Freddy things where you cut the coolant hose and slide it in there, and it's coolant temp. I have my oil pressure down there. It's teed off my the oil pedestal down there. And then I'm gonna basically run, you can see I already ran the lines all through right here, through that little hole up here. Yeah, you can't really see, but yeah, they're coming down right here, and then we will feed them through the grommet right there. But I noticed something weird about this, and maybe hopefully you Skyline guys know something about this. This looks factory. It looks like a MAF sensor, because there is a vacuum line to it. I'll have to do some digging unless it's some sort of boost sensor, but it's been cut, and I'm assuming it has not been running with it hooked up. I don't know if it's a map sensor. If it is, it's a little weird. It does definitely look like OEM wiring. Yeah, it is for sure. I don't think it's a map sensor because obviously there's a MAF. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with Skylines, GTSTs, RB engines like that, anything like that. So as far as I know, I thought these came with just MAFs, so I'll have to look, but it's weird that this is even hooked up. So regardless, we'll get that hooked up. Maybe that's that idle issue that I've been having. Like I said, I haven't driven this car just because I haven't had plates, so I haven't had time to work out the kinks, and honestly, it's just been tucked away in the garage hiding. But I thought it was a TPS because it gives the hunting idle every now and then. Checked that already, and it was not that, so I was thinking it was the idle air control valve, but I don't know. I need to figure out what ECU's in here. I'm assuming it's stock, but I have yet to look. So maybe I'll go ahead and do that. Take that kick panel off. I think it's down there. So I need to look. Yeah, but I don't know what that sensor is. I'm assuming it's a boost sensor. That's the only thing. Of course, it's not labeled or anything. It's got to be a boost sensor, which, because obviously it has a MAF over there. But that's sketchy, man. This thing's been hooked up without a boost sensor. I don't know. Maybe it has a some sort of standalone, like a Power FC or something. There's no handheld controller, so I don't know. We'll hook that thing back up and start it and see if it changed anything. Weird. Yo, guys, so check this out. This is so dope. I'm so happy I got a Power FC. It is not on the stock ECU. I figured, because most, honestly, like almost, I feel like every car out of Japan has a Power FC. But yeah, hell yeah, that's definitely a plus for me. It has a Power FC. That's so dope. So there's, could be some underlying issues on the idle. And oh, wow, look at that. That's nice. Wonder what this is. Ground's not even. If anyone reads Japanese knows that ground. It's not even tight, but yeah, cool. All right, guys, so this is where we are. Ugh, I am super dirty, but we have the controller, or the computer for the gauge hidden under here. This panel goes down right here. All I did was I bought some Scotch Velcro, extremely strong. Supposedly holds 10 pounds, but yeah, so stuck one end on this, on the back side of this, which I will say it is very strong, but one end on the back of that, the other end on the bottom piece, so it's velcroed. It won't slide around. It's gonna be sitting on the shelf, but so that'll be sitting down in here like so. Now we just gotta tuck all the wires. We got everything all hooked up, and then the switch is just tucked up here. We are going to, I'm still trying to figure out where I want to mount it. I want to mount it here, but I wish the wire came out on the other side, so it'd be like that. But then obviously it'd be upside down. So I think we're gonna go here. I think it'll look cleaner just because the wire's gonna be coming out like that. So we're gonna go about right there on the other panel. So we're just tucking this up here for now. We got the power and everything under here. I gotta take the radio out, and I have an ignition wire back here, so we're gonna feed it there. And then I just gotta run this to the gauge, and that's it. She will be all wired up. Alrighty, guys, we got her all hooked up. This wire bundle is a mess. It's pretty much all radio stuff, but yeah, so it's all hooked up. Let's give it a go and see if it works. If I can find my key. Uh-oh. Oh, wait, there it goes. Whew. Yeah, power lights out. Cool. Oh, fancy. Cool. She works. Well, guys, the interior is all in. Tomorrow I need to go ahead and clock this steering wheel hub, because whoever did it did not put it directly on top, so we need to adjust that. But yeah, so all the interior's in. Macy, what do you want? All right, guys, so all the interior's in. Gauge is working nicely, so we are gonna call it a day. Tomorrow the Skyline will be going to inspection, and we need to clean this thing out because it's a absolute mess. So you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.